The Israelites were in trouble. They had turned away from God. King Jabin ruled over them. He had a strong army with many chariots. The Israelites were afraid, and they cried to God for help. Sisera was the leader of Jabin's army. Sisera was a cruel man. He treated the Israelites badly. The Israelites suffered under his rule. They longed for freedom, but they needed a leader to deliver them. God heard the cries of his people, and he chose Deborah to be their judge. Deborah was a wise and courageous woman. Deborah listened to God and served as a prophetess in Israel. She spoke God's words to the people and gave those messages to the people. She shared these messages with courage and authority. The Israelites respected her leadership and came to her for guidance. God told Deborah to speak to Barak. Barak was a leader in Israel. God told Barak to gather an army and fight against Sisera and his army. But Barak was afraid and refused to go without Deborah. Barak believed if Deborah went with him, God would give Israel success. Deborah agreed to go with Barak. She knew God would give them victory. However, she warned that if she went into battle with him, credit for the victory would go to a woman. Barak was so fearful that he agreed to the credit for the victory going to a woman, not him. Barak gathered 10,000 men. They went to Mount Tabor. They were ready to fight Sisera's army. Both armies met at Mount Tabor. Sisera led his chariots and soldiers to the river Kishon near Mount Tabor. Sisera's chariots gave him a military advantage over Israel, and he thought his army would easily defeat Israel. God fought for Israel and sent a heavy rainstorm, and the ground became muddy. Sisera's chariots got stuck in the mud, and his army panicked. They were confused and afraid. Many of them died at the hands of Barak's army. Jael would be the hero. Sisera ran away from the battle, and he ran to the tent of a woman named Jael because he thought she was on his side. Jael welcomed Sisera into her tent. She gave him milk to drink and encouraged him to relax. She covered him with a blanket and he fell asleep. Jael quietly grabbed a tent peg and a hammer. She hammered the tent peg through his head and Sisera died. God used Jael to end the threat with Sisera's death. Deborah and Jael brought freedom to Israel. Deborah and Barak praised God. They sang a song of victory. The Israelites were free from King Jabin. Deborah continued to lead Israel with wisdom and courage. Deborah's story teaches us many lessons. We learn about faith and courage. God can use anyone to do great things and uses those who trust him. Deborah's story reminds us to be brave. We can overcome any challenge with God's help. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and follow to see future videos.